City will not go back on their decision. Hey guys, Fabrizio Romano here, as always, to keep you posted on the transfer market. Today, guys, we have to mention several things, from Kevin De Bruyne to many other stories, including Victor Osimhen, Marcus Rashford, Antony, and more. Let's jump into it together. Aquí vamos. Sabemos que el internet está lleno de bloqueos y restricciones, pero no te preocupes, ProtonVPN tiene la solución para ti. Con más de 11.500 servidores en 115 países, navegarás rápido, seguro y sin limitaciones, además sin registros, lo que significa que tu actividad online se mantiene privada. Y aquí viene lo mejor, tienes una oferta exclusiva. Solo tienes que escanear el QR en la pantalla o hacer clic en el enlace de la descripción para aprovecharla. No te lo pierdas, con ProtonVPN tendrás la libertad para navegar como quieras. A por ello. And so guys, it's an important day with many movements as always, with many stories as always. The Copa del Rey final after the big tension between Real Madrid and the Federation, so all set for Real Madrid against Barcelona in Sevilla, all set for many transfer movements, and I wanted to start with the press conference of Ruben Amorim, Manchester United coach, who yesterday first of all sent a very clear message. He said everyone wants to play for Manchester United. A strong message by Ruben Amorim. Why? Because Amorim didn't want to comment on Matheus Cunha, but Matheus Cunha wants to go to Manchester United, and so this is the message from Ruben Amorim. He feels Man United are starting the summer transfer window very well with this Matheus Cunha deal ongoing, not done yet, but well advanced. And so the message is, even if we are not guaranteed in Champions League next season, it will depend on Europa League. Even if the moment for the club is not easy, Matheus Cunha is already prepared to commit to Manchester United project. Well, Ruben Amorim is sending that kind of message by saying everyone wants to come to Manchester United. But then when asked about the situation of Marcus Rashford and Antony, Ruben Amorim said we're very happy to see our players doing very well. We're very happy to see our players performing at this level for Betis in the case of Antony, for Aston Villa in the case of Marcus Rashford. He said that we wait for them back to the club and then we will make a decision. Well guys, what I'm hearing is that on both cases the indication I'm getting from sources is that Antony is not expected to play for Manchester United next season, and Marcus Rashford is not expected to play for Manchester United next season as well. Then things can change. In football, there is the pre-season, anything can happen, but the current feeling at Manchester United is that they will look for options for Marcus Rashford, so it could be a permanent transfer. Let's see what happens with Aston Villa, if Aston Villa will qualify for Champions League football next season or not, but Marcus Rashford is still expected to go and try a new chapter in the summer transfer window, also because Man United can't, with that money, also to sign players like Cunha, the striker, and all the rest they want to do in the summer transfer window. So the expectation is for Rashford to go. For Antony, Real Betis for sure will try to keep the player at the club for one more season, maybe a new loan. So let's see how Betis will be able to discuss with Manchester United. But for sure, the understanding is that Antony is expected to go in the summer and to try something different, because this is the wish of the club, and so the expectation is not for Antony and Marcus Rashford to be part of the squad. It was important to clarify that, because I'm getting always many questions about this kind of stories. About Aston Villa and Rashford is also important to mention one more time how good is the relationship between Marcus Rashford and Unai Emery. Emery is very happy with Rashford in terms of performances, in terms of attitude. What Rashford is giving to Aston Villa is something really important, and also what Aston Villa is giving to Marcus Rashford, finally back to his level. But it's also important to say is that, again, the finance is always a crucial part of the story, financial fair play for Aston Villa, and so qualify to the Champions League, being able to invest these £40 million, negotiate the contract with a player who is on a big salary. So they want to continue together, they are happy together, but it depends also on the money, and so it's going to be important what Aston Villa can really do in terms of this deal, also because there are more clubs eventually interested in Marcus Rashford. There were already clubs interested in January. Imagine now, after a fantastic, very good loan he's having at Aston Villa. In terms of impact, it's never easy after a difficult moment to arrive in January, make an impact in Champions League, in Premier League, in domestic competitions, so that's the case. for Marcus Rashford. I wanted to add something also on the other side of Manchester on Kevin De Bruyne, guys, because De Bruyne is leaving Manchester City, that's 100% sure, we know that. Some of you asking me, maybe there is a chance for Man City to offer him a new deal after they know that now he's negotiating with Premier League clubs. No, Man City will not go back on their decision, so Kevin De Bruyne will leave the club as a free agent. Guys, let me clarify something. On all the reports we had in the recent days, I'm not aware of Kevin De Bruyne discussing with Como. Como are really ambitious. Como want to sign important players. Como want to continue with Cesc Fabregas. That's the indication. But Kevin De Bruyne is not a target for Como. They are not even talking from what I'm hearing. Kevin De Bruyne in Inter Miami, maybe to go with Leo Messi, play together. Guys, we had this kind of story in the media for days and days. But what I'm hearing is that the MLS club really pushing to sign Kevin De Bruyne is Chicago Fire. Chicago Fire want to sign a superstar. They wanted Neymar in January. It was not possible because he decided to go to Santos. They want Kevin De Bruyne now. So Chicago Fire, exclusive story, 2 weeks ago, made an approach with Kevin De Bruyne and are still pushing. Meanwhile, De Bruyne is also open to discussing with European clubs. So De Bruyne will now have conversations with European clubs. Otherwise, he has an option in MLS with Chicago Fire. So De Bruyne, with his agents and also with his family, because this is also a familiar decision, will take his time to make the best decision possible. So let's follow the situation for Kevin De Bruyne. On Chelsea, guys, we had some reports on Chelsea maybe interested in re-signing Kevin De Bruyne after he was a Chelsea player, of course, before being a superstar at Manchester City. But my understanding is that Chelsea are not negotiating with Kevin De Bruyne. Chelsea are not in advanced talks with Kevin De Bruyne. Chelsea are not working on this deal as of today. And I don't see this as a concrete possibility. So at the moment between Chelsea and Kevin De Bruyne, my understanding is that there is absolutely zero. And then, guys, something to clarify also on Victor Osimhen. Because in the recent days I received many messages on the Osimhen situation, but why he's not coming to Man United, why he's not coming to this club, to the other, Premier League and all the rest. Guys, on Osimhen, there is a really important point. If you're following me, you remember 1 year ago when we had the whole summer with people saying, he's close to Chelsea, negotiations with Chelsea. I was always telling you, the club interested in Victor Osimhen must know that he wants the same salary he's earning at Napoli. The salary is 12 million euros net. Victor Osimhen wants that salary. You can understand, guys, that it's a big salary for Victor Osimhen. Plus, include also the commissions you have to pay Napoli. The release clause is 75 million euros. So it's a really expensive deal. And with that kind of salary for English clubs, for financial fair play, the possibility would be, okay, if we can negotiate on the salary, maybe reduce the salary a bit, change the structure, okay, that can be a possibility. Osimhen is really attractive for all these clubs. But they are not ready to pay 12 million euros net, at least in this moment. Then, if something changes, I will let you know. But why the deal for Osimhen is not advancing? Because of the salary. So that's the crucial point. Then, there is still interest from Saudi. There is also interest from Italy. So there will be movements around Osimhen. He's not staying at Galatasaray. 75 million euros release clause. Napoli want the player to go. The player will not stay at Napoli. The player will return from Galatasaray loan and leave again. So there are two ways. Or an English club, if they want to sign Victor Osimhen, Man United or any other, decide to put that money on the salary. But at the moment, the intention is no. No English club is really ready to put 12 million euros net for Victor Osimhen. So if it changes, I will come here and let you know. The other option is Victor Osimhen decides to reduce his salary request and then join one of these clubs. Otherwise, there is Saudi, for sure. There are more clubs interested. The release clause is still there. And so, let's see what happens. And so, guys, let me know your thoughts on all these stories. Victor Osimhen, where do you see his future? But also Rashford, Antony, Kevin De Bruyne. I wait for your opinion, guys, here in comments. Like this video, turn on the notification bell, subscribe to the channel. See you soon. Ciao.